Say what's cracking, YouTube? It's your boy 16 to Life, and y'all already know we in Bannon with it on July 8th at the Finesse Lounge. That's 144 West Ramsey Street. Slide through, come kick it with us. It's gonna be up. You're gonna have some performances from me and a few other people. It's going down, man. I'm telling you, slide through July 8th, 144 West Ramsey Street, the Finesse Lounge. Say what's cracking, YouTube? It's your boy 16 to Life. Yard down. We fished to hop right up into this story. For those of you guys that's new to my page, I was locked up for 24 years straight in the California prison system, and now I'm back, man. So let's get into this story, right? So today, we got something different, a little interesting, right? We have a mother who was out of Chicago, 35 years old, by the name of Carlisha Hood. She gets into an argument with an individual when she goes to this restaurant, takeout order type place to purchase some food. So it's her and her 14-year-old son, actually. Her 14-year-old son chooses to wait in the car. Now, according to reports, the mother was licensed to carry a firearm. And so when she goes into this store, as she's waiting to get her food, at some point in time, she gets into an argument with a man by the name of Jeffrey Brown, who happened to be 32 years old. I guess the argument gets confrontational, and she feels the argument is getting out of hand enough to the point to where she has to text her 14-year-old son, who's in the car, and tell him that she's in an argument and to get out of the car and obviously bring her gun with her. Come inside the restaurant and see about her. So as her son is approaching the entranceway to the restaurant, the argument gets to the point where the 32-year-old man tells the mother, "You say something else on my grandma, I'm gonna knock you out." He repeats it. Obviously, she says something, and then he punches her. I'll show you a small bit of the clip, right? But YouTube does not allow, they have a policy against any violence being showed. So I'll stop the clip right before it gets violent. So anyway, after he punches her 3 times, the 14-year-old son goes in his pocket. He pulls out the gun. He shoots the guy 1 time in the back. The guy then runs outside. The mother orders the son to continue shooting, and he shoots him a couple of more times. Then the mother also orders her son to shoot the girlfriend of the guy that she was in the argument with. Obviously, she was laughing. She felt it was funny. The girlfriend, that is. The son is against that. The mother tries to wrestle the gun away from the son. They wrestle the gun back and forth for a minute. The son then gains control of the gun. They get in the car. They leave. As many establishments today, all this altercation, the whole entire altercation, is caught on camera. And eventually, they're identified. The mother and son turn themselves in, and now they're being held on a $3 million bail for murder and a couple of other charges. The mother's also being charged with contributing to the delinquency of a minor, and the 14-year-old son is also charged with a couple of other. The 14-year-old son is also charged with a couple of other crimes as well, right? And so I want to know, you guys, what's your first thoughts when you hear the story and you see something like that? Is that bad parenting on the mother? Let's talk about the mother first. She had time to call her son. Obviously she felt that the altercation had potential to get physically confrontational, and so she called her son. At that moment, if she chose, she could have just said, forget the food. This environment is getting out of hand. I'll leave. I'll go get I'll go get food from some other place, because now she's sitting in jail for a murder. Her 14-year-old son is sitting in jail for a murder, and both their lives will obviously be drastically changed from this point forward. So the 14-year-old, he gets a text from his mom. He's chilling in the car. Hey son, this is a dude in here being disrespectful, threatening to put his hands on me, or whatever it was that she texted him. He retrieves the gun. He comes into the store. Right as he walks through the doorway, he's not there maybe 3 or 5 seconds. He sees some guy punching his mom. He whips out the blammer. He shoots the dude. Eventually shoots him a couple of more times, right? So can anybody blame the 14-year-old? As a 14-year-old person, I'll be the first one to say, if I had got a call from my mom, I would have done the exact same thing, especially at the age of 14. Now I would like to think that I would be more merciful upon that person, just knowing that taking a life is something, taking a life is extremely permanent, right? But it took a lot of self-analyzation, a lot of studying and maturing for me to come to this point, And like I say, I would like to think that, I would have mercy enough to not remove this man from the planet Earth, because in removing him, I'm also removing him from the lives of many people he is extremely important to, regardless of what I think about that person at that particular time. He may have children who depend on him. He may have family. He may have a mother, somebody who depends on him to, be there and do certain things. But like I say, that's something that I would like to think that I would be able to do at this point in my life. But who knows? We all know that most of us have the utmost respect for our mothers, and to see our mothers being assaulted brings an anger like no other sometimes, especially when you seeing your mother be assaulted by a strange man, right? So, some people may say that's bad parenting. The mother shouldn't have got her son involved. Who knows, Now, let's hop on the other side. And let's get to the 32-year-old guy whose name was Jeffrey Brown, who was assaulting this lady. When I was watching the video, right, and the video that I watched had sound, at no point during that video did I see her say anything threatening towards him, or become aggressive in a physical type manner that would call for him to try to defend himself, much less be the aggressor. The name of that woman is Carlisha Hood. And so how I just went to her Facebook, and the video was there. So you guys can go see the video for yourself if you're that interested, right? But nowhere during the course of the argument that he had with Carlisha did she say anything that I could gather that would make him feel that she was a threat and he had to physically assault her. Like I said, he tells her, you say something else on my grandma, I'm gonna knock you out. Then she says a little something. He repeats it. She says something else. He proceeds to punch her one time. He staggers a little bit, regains his footing, comes back and punches her a couple of times. That's when her son whips out the thing and, shoots him, right? And so let's talk about some of the things that he could have done, right? Once the argument started getting confrontational, because I don't know what started the argument, but once it started getting heated, he definitely could have said, you know what? I'm walking away. I'll eat somewhere else as well. Or he could have just turned his back and, done what I probably would have done and said, you're a woman. I'm not just to sit here and argue with you. Sorry, I apologize or whatever, because for most men, I don't know too many women that is really a physical threat, for them to be harmed. If a man is sober and in his right mind, I don't know why he cannot just, be the bigger person. This is a woman. Turn his back, right? But I was just talking about this a day or two ago on my live, saying that how now that I've come home, I noticed, and I'm not trying to insinuate in any shape, form, or fashion that the 35-year-old mother, Carlisha Hood, was doing this. But what I'm saying is, one thing that I did notice is how women nowadays are extremely aggressive and threatening, and they talk verbally disrespectful to a lot of men. Not saying that it's not warranted in sometimes, But what I'm saying is, I said the other day, I'll reiterate it here. You have some men who have no qualms against physically attacking a female. And as no matter how loud a woman's bark is, for the most part, you don't have any win with a man. You know, the man is just hitting too hard, and the man, and a lot of times, he's more athletically coordinated than most women. And so, you just don't have a chance, right? And so it's always wise for a woman to just not argue with especially a strange man, because some of these strange men or these strangers have no problems about physically assaulting a woman. And so that's what I'm just trying to say. So but like I said, I didn't see nothing in their argument that even warranted him having to feel he needed to protect himself, much less assault this woman in the savage manner that he did. He chose to do that, and unfortunately for him, it cost him his life. So that's just my little story on that. Sadly, sad situation. Now his life's gone. The mother, 35-year-old Carlisha Hood, she's in jail, facing murder charges, and sadly enough, the 14-year-old son, who only thing he did was listen to his mother, tried to protect his mother, tried to come to the aid of his mother after he saw her being assaulted, and now his life is going to be drastically altered from this day forward. I don't know if Chicago, the state of Illinois, has laws like California saying that if a person commits a crime under the age of 25, when his brain is not fully developed, he gets special consideration at his parole board hearing. That being said, you still going to have to do some time. They're not just going to automatically let you out of prison. You have to do some time in prison, and then once it's time for you to come up for your parole, whether it be 10, 15, 20 years down the line, then they'll take all that in consideration. Like I said earlier at the start of the video, the woman was licensed to carry a firearm, but that's neither here nor there when the 14-year-old shoots a man one time in the back. The man tries to flee the establishment, and he follows them, and he shoots him a couple more times. Most states have a law that you can no longer protect yourself or use force against a person when he's deemed no longer a threat. So when a person is leaving you, they're trying to escape the situation, regardless of what they may have done before you started shooting. But at that moment, they turn their back to flee, and they cease to be a threat, then you're no longer supposed to use deadly force. But anyway, you guys give me your thoughts on that situation. You already know who it is. It's your boy 16 to life. Resume normal program. Say what's cracking, YouTube. It's your boy 16 to life, and you already know we in Bannon with it on July 8th at the Finesse Lounge. That's 144 West Ramsey Street. Slide through, come kick it with us. It's going to be up. You're going to have some performances from me and a few other people. It's going down, man. I'm telling you, slide through July 8th, 144 West Ramsey Street, the Finesse Lounge. Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the evil that men do. Father God, I pray and ask that you help me to have mercy on others the same way I would want you to have mercy on me. Father God, I also ask that you help me to be quick to forgive and slow to get angry. Amen, amen, amen. These young dudes out here don't respect shit until you put the barrel in their ear and let the tech spit. I just might catch a case on my next hit, remove their whole face on some special effect shit. So show respect, Drake, or I'ma have a flashback. Digging through the dresser like fuck it, where my mask at? The mash back with the banger and damage shit and say fuck everything I learned in anger management. Hop back on some east side Bannon shit and push a nigga's top back when I let the cannon spit. Start planning shit, premeditation. I'm in love with the streets again, rededication. Casket or cremation when I shoot you down. I was built for the smoke like a hookah lounge. I keep big shit that sound like a bazooka sound, and I shoot quicker than ain't gotta be a hoop around.
Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the G-Ride with 3 straps. The ski mask with the case, squeezing keys apps, spraying everything from a nigga's brain to his kneecaps. Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the G-Ride with the 3 straps. The ski mask with the case, squeezing keys apps, spraying everything from a nigga's brain to his kneecaps. Gun on me, it ain't never for show, homie. I'm far from a bully, but I'm never a hoe. Get out of line, my Beretta will blow. Real talk, we can take the beef wherever we go. I bring it to your front door like I'm Uber Eats. I guaranteed you listen up when this Ruger speaks. Plus I maneuver through these streets like a ghost, and I'm handy with the heat. Plus I hustle for the chips, so came the mini things. Khakis, white tees, I never had skinny jeans. Mohawks and tongue rings, it's not in my DNA. To me, wearing tight jeans is one step from being gay. Purple Kush, E&J, money green photo. That mini folk clean to make you lean like a Jolo. I don't need a team, homie, I slow a nigga solo. Leave your body wet like you was playing water polo. And you don't want that, bro, so think about your